Welcome to Monday, the 6th of May, 2024. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help entrepreneurially minded people who feel stuck in a 9-to-5 job, or maybe it's a business they own that feels like a job. I help those people share their knowledge and experience on a topic that they're really passionate about. It could be a hobby, a skill set, whatever it is they really enjoy doing. They want to share that knowledge and experience with other people, help those people move forward in their lives and get paid doing it. Last week, I talked a lot about the biggest fear that people have online. Having now coached hundreds of people, helping them build online businesses over the last 5 years, I can take a good sample. And from those people, it is quite clear the number one fear they've got is doing live videos. The second biggest fear that people have got is the tech. And that's what I'd love to share with you, my insights today on. So I think for me, the tech has always been something that I've always wanted to understand, because I knew that foundationally, to build an online business today, you needed to know how the tech worked. Now, I know there's different levels of the knowledge you need to have, but for me, I think that's an absolute given. You have to know how the tech works. The good news is that it is pretty simple to use and it's cheap. I guess the issue is whether or not you want to learn it. And for a lot of people, it's uncomfortable doing the tech, just like it's uncomfortable doing the live videos. And I think one of the greatest traits, habits that successful entrepreneurs have been able to adopt is doing the things that are uncomfortable and making them comfortable about doing them and doing them consistently. They do the things that other people don't want to do because they're uncomfortable. But the successful entrepreneurs over a long period of time are the ones that get comfortable doing the things that are uncomfortable. And one of those is the tech in building an online business. You do need to know the tech. As I say, there's different levels. For some people, they're very happy just to delegate it to other people to do. And that's all fine until things go wrong. And I always say that if you're building an online business, the engine of the online business is the tech component, the online platform. If you're sharing your knowledge and experience and building courses and programs, they're going to sit on a platform. Your choice is whether or not you want to know how that platform works. And I know that for me, looking back over my career now, over the last 5 years, I have spent over 10,000 hours over the last 5 years learning how my online platform that generates over 7 figures for me now works. It's called Kajabi, but there's other platforms out there, Thinkific, ClickFunnels. There's huge amounts out there. But the point I wanted to make was I got comfortable being uncomfortable, I've got comfortable doing the things that are uncomfortable. I'm not a tech person. And if you're watching this video, I can relate to you because tech for me has always been a huge challenge. I love doing the marketing. I love doing the sales. I love doing the creation, but the tech has never been an easy thing for me. But I did know that I had to learn how it actually worked. So I want to share with you today 3 insights that may help you because I know they've helped me. Number 1, give yourself permission to actually want to do and learn the tech. Ultimately, that decision will come back, I believe, in an online business. If you want to be successful, will come back to why you build an online business. Why have you got an online business today? How deep is the why? And I think understanding what are the important parts of it if you want to build a sustainable online business where you're going to be here 5 and 10 and 15 years time, when the majority of people come and go, they build a following, they make some money, they disappear. Why is it you want to stay here over the long term? Why? If you want to be here for the long term, in my view, you need to know how the tech component works. So number 1, giving yourself permission, but also understanding why and being really honest with yourself, number 1. Number 2, it will come down to getting started and practicing and having the patience to allow yourself to learn, to allow yourself to fail, to allow yourself to learn from those failings, to take on board those lessons and get to the next step. Not just say, oh, it's been really difficult. I've tried it for a week. Now I'm giving it up and I'm going to do something else. You won't last very long if you have that mindset. And there's so many parts to the online business that are either scarce mindset or abundant mindset, growth mindset. And I talked about a lot of these in the past, but for this component, you have to develop the growth mindset. You have to want to do this. You have to be patient. You have to want to learn. You have to want to understand. You have to want to implement and recognize that a lot of the times it's not going to work, but you're going to keep going. And I can assure you from my experience in the 10,000 hours, I don't know how many times I struggled doing something, whether it's a funnel, a landing page, an email sequence, doing a live video and the tech fails on me. Hundreds of times it's failed, but I recognized when I started the online business, if I wanted to be successful, I needed to know how the tech worked. So practice, patience, recognize you're going to fail, but learn from those failures, get up, take the next step forward. Number 3, enjoy the process. Know that it's going to be struggle along the way, but in the struggle you'll learn, in the struggle you'll grow, in the struggle you'll understand, in the struggle you'll keep going when most people don't keep going. And I know on this Monday, this is more of an inspirational talk, but it is foundational to building an online business. You can go on social media and you can put out these lovely posts. You can go into Canva and you can design these lovely graphics. And that's great. And that's super. It's a bit like, driving this lovely car that looks really nice on the outside. And you don't know how the engine of the business works. For me, from where I've come from in my consulting world, designing buildings, costing buildings, building buildings. If I don't know how the foundations of that building, particularly if it was my own building, my own house, if I didn't know how they worked, then, I could be letting myself in for a pretty rude surprise down the end of the road. So really important that you learn the tech of how to build an online business. And as I said earlier, it could never be easier. The platforms today have got ready-made templates. They've got lots of tutorials. They've got lots of 24-hour support. It's never been easier than it is today. But the starting point is you giving yourself permission to want to do it. If you do, that's the first step forward. Then it becomes about doing it every single day, just a little component, like you would write content, like you would build a course, like you would write an email sequence, just doing a little piece of it every day and recognizing it's never going to be a straight path along the way, but you are going to learn even though you get setbacks. I can tell you this looking back now on the last 5 years. I'm glad I did this. Not a tech person. It was very hard for me, really hard for me, but it was well worth doing it. And I look back and now I know how my business works. Now I know I can delegate even the most difficult tasks because I know if they go wrong, I know how to help that person by asking the good questions because I know how my system works. I wanted to share that with you today because a lot of people building online businesses today, which is fantastic, but don't be one of those people who's just going to be here for short term, and don't be one of those people that's just kind of doing the glossy stuff on the outside, which is okay, but actually get in underneath it and do the stuff that really does matter, which is the engine of your business. Hopefully that's been helpful for you today. If you're on LinkedIn, you like the platform, it's a super platform, but over 900 people I interviewed last year through a survey that I ran on people who joined my course, my LinkedIn Launch Academy. 90% of those people had not set up their profile correctly. There's an 11-step process you've got to go through. That's why I put together a free resource. If you want to optimize your profile, which means you want to start on LinkedIn properly, then I would suggest you download the free resource I'm going to put below. And it'll help you in one page know how to optimize your profile. That'll then get you going, and it will be, again, the foundation of building your profile on LinkedIn. Hopefully that's been helpful for you today, wherever you are in the world. Have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.